This is Dabu 7. A heads up here for what could be more rolling blackouts going into the winter. And obviously, if this happens, people are going to start to freeze. It's not going to be a good situation. And we've seen worldwide that these blackouts have been going into motion. We just had 140 million people in Bangladesh get put into the dark. We've had several countries see these outages, and here in America, throughout the summer, they were hitting us with rolling blackouts. And then the UK, they're putting out the warning here that these blackouts could happen in terms of prioritizing heating. And they're blaming this all on gas shortages. This could stretch far and wide. This could hit every country. We've already seen what all of this has done throughout Europe. Multiple countries having problems and issues, and then the whole thing with the Nord Stream pipeline. When it comes to the United States, they've put the warning out for years now that there could be this dark winter coming. And it just seems like at some point here, one's going to jump up and be very bad. And it may catch some folks by surprise. You want to have a plan. If you don't have a way to heat your home going into this winter, it's something that you should definitely think about. This time of the year, heading into winter, into that time of the year where temperatures are dropping, this is definitely top of the list. A wood-burning stove, something that burns wood, coal, keep the house warm. And I know that they're saying that coal is outlawed here and there and that you can't burn it and do this and that, but even in the UK, they're saying that what is the emergency backup that they're falling back on for everyone here? And they're admitting it. Coal generators. They said they have to operate them or otherwise everything would be in the dark and freezing. Imagine that. And that's just how they want everyone here in America to be when they don't want you to sell the coal and they've shut down coal country flat out while they continue to sell it to some of the biggest consumers like China. And they ain't saying a dang word about climate anything to them while doing it. While they zip around on the private jets and everything else in the scam that you live in. Join me for the live streams next week, Monday and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, over on Dabu 777, where I break this down further and talk about what we can do to dodge these bullets they keep sending at us. Much love.
Hey, Shalom Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Habakkuk. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, knows in the gospel broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is the Aki of Mahaloya coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will be edifying. Listening to this clip by this forecaster by the name of Dabu 7. I actually listened to quite a few of his videos. He has some informative information that's correlating around the end time prophecies and the scriptures. Okay, though he doesn't go into the scriptures because he's not a prophet, but nonetheless he does have certain Bible references to his platform, so to speak, because he understands that this is all happening according to the word of the Most High, but he doesn't know how to extrapolate and rightly use the word of truth. Okay, like the scriptures goes into rightly dividing the word of truth. Okay, precept upon precept, line upon line, here, there a little, here a little, there a little. Okay, so what you see happening is what they call energy crisis, plans for 3-hour power blackouts to prioritize heating in event of gas shortages as EU agrees to cut the electricity use. Now, you understand what just happened a week ago with, I call them pipelines 1 and 2, because allegedly people are getting flagged for mentioning that particular scenario, which I don't know why. I don't know why that's such a threat to Esau. But nonetheless, you have to tread softly with these algorithms because they're programmed to target our pages, our channels. Okay, but nonetheless, it says it is hoped that the lure of the money back for the households under the energy saving scheme will help prevent the prospect of blackouts during the cold winter months. And I said that, man. I said it. What the hell? I said it before, man. I said it. I was like, well, look, the whole shebang, but the whole controlled energy aspect, like they got what they call smart meters and stuff like that. Like a lot of times in my email from my energy providers, what happened is they try to get me to convert over to the smart meters, because if you use a certain amount of electricity, then they can control it and they can fluctuate it, okay, which is basically controlling. Okay, when technically your energy resources is supposed to be rather free, because you have resources from the earth, you have minerals, okay, you have particular elements, you have the sun, you have gases, okay, you have particular minerals and so forth that helps your energy supply instead of living on a grid. And this is the downfall of living on the grid, because Esau Edom, he wants to tax everything and everybody. Okay, but basically what happens is, like last week, my power usage was down like 15%. But like the week before that, because we had like a heat wave, it was up. Okay, my bill kind of shot up. Okay, and they was like, well, congratulations, you know, X, Y, and Z. But if you switch over to the smart plan, you can save like $15 a month or a year. Some dumb shit they're talking about. But regardless of that, you're still controlling it, man. Because hey, what's the difference between turning it off or cutting it, or turning it on or turning it off, man? You know, it's all games. It's all fun and games, because this devil, man, he's trying to basically he's trying to break everybody down to the point that they're going to depend on him and his system, man. Because at the end of the day, when they really collapse this society, once they bring down this government or this system monetarily, that's when a lot of people are going to start running to these government agencies to get help, okay? Because that's going to be the only option that the people have, because they're living and they're lacking faith. Okay, these people are without faith, so therefore they're gonna run to FEMA. They're gonna run to these different police agencies, and they're gonna get hemmed up, man. Okay, like, hey, we've heard it. They said, well, look, if you see FEMA in your neighborhood coming one way, you go the other way. Okay, I don't give a damn if you are in Hurricane Katrina or whatever, man. Hey, the Lord is gonna take care of his men. Okay, and with these rolling blackouts in the dead of wintertime, hey, we seen that last year, man. You know, I believe at the beginning of 2021, I believe it was like February, because I remember we had like a straight up, it was like a polar vortex that hit parts of the southern region, which is Texas. All right, hit the Midwest, Kansas, Missouri, I think parts of Illinois, you know, and a few other surrounding states was hit by this particular polar vortex, which that was pretty much a weapon they used on us to see how people was going to comply with that. But I mean, it was so cold to the point that it was like unbearable, man, you know. And the funny part about it is, I think I went to Florida the week of that polar vortex. I think that vortex kicked in the beginning of the week. I ended up going to Florida like that weekend, and I stayed till like Monday, and it was like a total difference of weather. Okay, because down in it was February of 2021, we're down to Florida, man. Me and the family went down there, and it was cool, nice, beautiful outside, you know. But come back to fucking Missouri, I felt like I was gonna die, man. Like literally, man. I spent 15 minutes. It took us literally 10 minutes to get off the shuttle bus, to get our bags and stuff out off the bus and load them in the trunk. And literally 15 minutes, man. It felt like I almost had like some type of poisoning. And the next morning I got up, I literally felt like I had radiation poisoning, because that's how cold and dense the air was. And hey, they showed you that in Texas, people froze to death because they was in their vehicles. You know, so hey, this dark winter that Esau has been talking about for the last couple of years or so, hey, it's gonna come suddenly, because the scriptures say that, hey, it's gonna come unawares, man. People ain't gonna be paying attention. They're gonna think everything is normal, and before you know it, they're gonna be plunged into a scenario that they're not gonna have any time to react, man. Because that's the whole thing. That's how you catch somebody off guard. Okay, you blindside them, like the element of surprise. You don't give them time to react. So each situation is not a well thought out or a rational one. So you have the worst situation and you have a bad situation. And usually they're gonna go with the worst, even though bad is bad, but worse is worse than the bad. But usually they're gonna go with the worst, because you need time to process things. Okay. So it says the country has been put on notice that the chances of gas shortages this winter have risen markedly, prompting a contingency plan to prioritize heating. Okay, and also there's going to cause fuel hikes in the West, because I was looking at the news yesterday, and you have like a 25% increase in gas prices now. Okay, like earlier the week, gas was like 313 in a certain area. Around my house, it was like 314. But now shit is like back up to like I think it's like 336 or something, 340. Okay, so it jumped up roughly 23, 33, roughly 30 cents within a couple of days, which they're controlling that anyway. But since this whole pipeline 1 and 2 has been sabotaged and fingers are pointing to the West, now they're getting ready to cut off a lot of subsidies that the West harness or uses to supply their needs, so to speak. Okay, so it says National Grid's electricity system operator ESO warned that the planned 3-hour power blackouts can be imposed in some areas. In the unlikely event supplies of gas fall short of demand. Okay, but it says it is revealed that the measure in an update on the UK's state of energy readiness for the cold months ahead. But it is said that the risk of the temporary power cuts could be avoided with the help from the public. But the report showed that under the base case scenario, that margins between peak demand and power supply were expected to be sufficient and similar to recent years, thanks to the secure North Sea gas supplies, imports via Norway and by ship. But it comes as the EU countries formally agrees to a voluntary 10% cut in its gross electricity consumption and a mandatory reduction of 5% during peak hours, man. Okay, and also, like, when you call these different energy providers, they tell you, like, I believe it's like I know I was inquiring about, I think it was like my light bill, and they was like, well, it goes off a particular usage, peak hours. Like, okay, if you're using the shit like between 7 and 10 o'clock at night, peak hours or something like that, you'll be billed X, Y, and Z. But if you ain't using it from the time you're at work to X, Y, and Z, then you should be okay. Okay, it's kind of like a collective type thing. But regardless of that, man, you live on a grid, so you're still fucked regardless, because eventually they're gonna cut all this shit out. Eventually, you're just gonna have a blackout, and that's gonna be it. Okay, and you don't want to have any blackouts in the wintertime. Like, trust me. Like, I've spent 1 month in November without any heat in my home, like taking cold showers due to, the situations with the buildings and all that other shit. But I remember the month of November, it was a couple years ago, I was literally taking a cold fucking shower in the wintertime. I mean, it built up my immunity to it, but the house was so cold, taking a cold shower, it was warm in the house when I got out the damn shower, man. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. And Jake, man, honestly speaking, and this may sound kind of carnal, but I like to think of things as training simulations, man. Like, I mean, Jake, get in the habit of taking cold showers, man. Because it's actually good for you, but get in the habit of doing that. Putting yourself to testing your limits to see how much you can bear. Because, I mean, we're going to be cool in the days coming, but overall, hey, we're going to still hit some hardships, man. It ain't going to be just some cakewalk, some breezy pea. It ain't going to be like that. I mean, we're going to be all right. We're going to be taken care of. Lord is going to assure our survival, but we're going to have days when it's going to be like, oh, shit. Damn, man, I'm hungry. I'm fucking cold. Brother, you may be sleeping under a bridge for 2-3 days, man, in the wintertime when all hell break loose. Who knows? Okay? So anyway, let's get right to the precepts. Salak you for the rant. But this is the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, and I'm going to start at verses 19. It says, woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, man. Okay, and this is talking about 70 AD, but fast forwarding today. Like, children is okay, but it's not a wise thing to be purposely bringing in children right now because of the time we coming in. Now, if you're a man of the Lord, regardless of that, you're going to be taken care of. Your family's going to be taken care of, but it's still a thing of being circumspect and wise. Okay, you don't want to just be, complacent with certain actions and so forth. You want to use sound thinking. If you can avoid it, then you can. If you can't avoid it, and you hot up for the box, whatever, and it happens. I always have a motto, whatever happens, happens. But at the same time, you don't want to just be careless, spewing your seed everywhere when you don't have to, especially when the times be coming in. Because, children, they can be a liability, man, especially if they newborn. Okay, so I always tell brothers, if you have children in this thing and they're readily accessible, you have to be even more diligent because, hey, you want the Lord to cover your family, and you got to have the immunity to deal with that in case something happens to them. Because the reality of it is, brothers, that, hey, They're going to try to separate families, man. Okay? They're going to try to turn you against the woman against you. They may try to take the kids. They may threaten her and to take the kids, and she may fold and go take the chip. You see? So, hey, you got to be mindful of the moves you're making out here and be extra careful. Okay? You know, if you got a woman and she wants a kid, you got to say, hey, look, baby, I love you, but hey, we got to wait to the kingdom. You know, wait to the kingdom. You know, and it's for our benefit. Like, look, it's just us. Let's have fun, you know. We ain't got to bring no extra mouths to feed. It's as hard as it is to feed fucking 2 people. You know, you bringing an extra baby in the world. Okay, but like I said, it does happen, you know, because the Lord tells you in Esdras, it will be a certain amount of spirits on the planet Earth. Okay, because it goes into the set measure of time. And time is dealt of balance and measurement. And that's how the Lord moves the hands of time. Okay, when one event transpired to the point that it's reached its peak, then the Most High can go ahead and move. And this is the reason why you're seeing prophecy coming to fruition at an all-time high. Because in these last days, the prophecies are going to speed up and they're going to come more quick and collective. Okay, but it says here, but pray ye that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Okay, winter. All right, because in the wintertime, you really don't want to be on a run, especially the type of winters we've been having lately, like the one in 2021, the beginning, the 2020, 2021 winter, pretty mild. But by the time we hit February, that's when shit took a turn for the worst. That's the worst time to be on the run, you know, from the troops and, you know, all hell breaking loose and chaos, which I can see all hell breaking loose in the summertime because, you know, it's going to be more animate. People are going to be more wrapped to crime versus you got 30 below weather. Ain't nobody trying to really be outside and fucking each other up. You know, people dying from what do you call that place, hypothermia, etc. Like I can see all hell breaking loose in the summertime or the spring and carrying over to the cold months. But, you know, it's just the beginning of sorrows. It says here, going on, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. It says, for then should be great tribulation, such it was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no ever shall be. Okay, so we're coming into the time of worst of the worst of the worst. Okay, that this time coming, no other time can compare to it because that's how bad it's going to be. But see, the Most High is going to speed it up too because it's going to be that fucking bad. It's going to be that dark, that evil. Because you're going to have a lot of things happening at once, man, from the economic collapse, okay? People trying to recuperate from that. This devil playing Superman trying to save the day with his MOTB mark, you know? And then you're going to have the riot. You're going to have the looting. You're going to have the killing. You're going to have the purge. You're going to have the spirit world opening up, okay? You're going to have demons out here. People literally possessed by demons and actually seeing apparitions. You see what I'm saying? Chariot sightings, man. Men of the Lord with spiritual power. Man, it's going to be crazy. I mean, it's going to be like you blink, you're going to miss something. Okay, you're going to be like, what in the hell is going on? Okay, and this is why we must be mindful and we got to ask the Lord to shield us from this day because, hey, if we're not protected, then we ain't no different than these other people that we condemn, you know, and that we try to correct. So we have to be mindful of what we're saying and we have to put our works into play and our mindset into perspective, man. You know, and it says here, except those days should be shortened. It says no flesh shall be saved. Okay, so that should tell you something. If the Most High didn't speed up the time, like time is flying, but it's already Friday tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And if the Most High didn't speed this thing up, we will all die. Okay, just from starvation, just from the illness, pollutants, you know, the chaos, the weather, the food. The food is horrible here, man. To the point, if you eat anything good, you may get sick and drop dead. Okay, like the brother from the UK, when he came out here, they say he was sick for a week because the quality of the food from the UK to the United, the food is straight up trash here, man. But like the Lord said, my people will eat poison and live. But in the UK, they ain't eating this type of chemicals, man. I mean, yeah, you know, they got their share of poison, but the food supply is totally better. Like you can go to McDonald's out there and you can get your real hamburger, so to speak. Like I heard McDonald's in the UK is totally different than the McDonald's over here. You see? So that's just to show you just a few things, man. You know, overall, but the pestilence, the disease, like we had a water advisory here in Kansas City. I believe it was like the Midtown or like almost north of the river area. They was like, don't drink the water. You got to boil it. taking a shower in it is okay, but even then, it's like if you taking a shower in it, it still goes in your system because it goes in your pore. And I've seen it. I've seen the treatment plants here. They take that nasty ass water, man, and they recycle it and they refilter it through these systems, and that's the same shit that's coming out of your faucet in the washroom and in the kitchen, man. That's the same damn thing. You see? So hey, we got to get the hell up out of here, man. Straight up. All right, no cap. But it says here, but for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. Meaning that the Lord is speeding this shit up. He's going to get this devil out of here because, hey, Revelation 12:12 is not a mere exaggeration. Like, Esau is going to lose his mind, and he's going to come at us with everything he has because this is his last time, man. This is his last and final rulership ever. Okay, so he's going to come at us with everything he's got, man, because he know that his ass is out of here. And he's going to try to take as many Israelites as he can with him. He's going to try to get as many of our people to bow down to this mark and this system as he can get, because his thing is, if I ain't getting the kingdom, then you ain't going to get the kingdom. But he don't understand that the Most High have promised the kingdom to us since the beginning of time. You see, when all things are being restored, all things are in order. Okay? So this is the book of Psalms 37, and I'm going to start at verses 12. It says, the wicked plotted against the just and gnashed upon them with his teeth. Okay? His teeth is his power, his military. Okay? And right now they're using pretty much bio warfare. Okay? Psychological. This is psychological war, and it's bio war, or chemical, what they call not bio warfare, chemical warfare. Okay, well, you got like biological weapons and so forth, chemicals and stuff, but this is like a biological war on us too, man, as well as a mental. You know, going into the whole Tuskegee Airmen, going into Operation Sea Spray. I believe part of that was like over St. Louis, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and do the research. It's been a minute, but nonetheless, you know, the chemtrails are cloud seeding. You know, everything is polluted. This devil just won't let the earth rest, man. You know, but it says here, for the Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming, right? His end. Okay, his end. And Esau Edom is at the end of his rulership. We're at the very end of the so-called white man's rulership. Thank the Most High. We ain't never got to deal with this fucking devil no more. I mean, in the kingdom, we going to deal because we're going to have them in slavery. But that's going to be fun on our behalf. Bad for them, good for us. All right, but other than that, we ain't going to have to worry about him oppressing us. We ain't got to worry about him tainting our people, tainting the air, polluting them. He ain't gonna have no power. He's going to be totally cast down. So he's not going to have any power to do a damn thing to us. And that's why the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing it, Jacob should dwell in safety alone, and none should make him afraid. Okay, because we're going to literally be in safety and sovereignty in the kingdom. In the kingdom, we're going to literally have our palaces open. Okay, our homes are going to be open. We literally going to walk in the streets and nobody's going to harass us. Nobody's going to pick on us, man. Nobody's going to come up and try to pull a gun out on us, man. Like, we're literally going to be scot home free. And, hey, that's something I can't wait to experience, man, because, hey, we don't know what it's like to live. Okay? It says, the wicked have drawn out a sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation, which is this understanding and truth. This is the reason why certain talking points are being formulated in order to kick us off the internet, to kick us off the streets, because the information we're bringing out is a straight up direct opposition to this man's system. Okay, we're speaking about the kingdom of heaven, and in his mindset, that's ultimate treason and rebellion. That's a revolutionary act, because we're just speaking of the coming kingdom and our big brother Yahushua coming to deliver us and reign on the planet Earth. But to Esau, that's a revolutionary act. That's an act of war. So he has declared war on us, man, psychologically first, but soon it will be a physical war, and that's when we're going to get the spiritual power. You know, if you keep that hope. It's coming, brothers, real soon. Trust and believe that. But it says that sword should enter to their own heart, and their bows should be broken. And it says, but a little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many of the wicked, right? Because, you know, all this is formulated around Esau's power. He has the money, okay? He has the printing press. He's creating money out of thin air, so he's able to carry on these particular attacks, these war tactics on the people. You know, mental war, like the whole New World Order, the whole you won't own nothing and be happy about it, the whole new GMO corn shit that this guy Gates is talking about. You know, must ready meat. plant-based meat, plant-based bugs. That's all psychological warfare, man. And the people are being suckered into that because, hey, they're getting their residuals taken from them daily, and they don't even realize it, man. Like, if you really think about it, now you can't even really take out cash nowhere. Like, certain banks, you only got a $2,500 limit. You can have 10 bands on your credit card or on your debit card in the bank, but yet you can't spend all that at once, man. I mean, if you swiping your card is one thing, but with credit, he'll let you run that shit up. But when it comes to debit purchase, when you have so-called tangible assets or money on hand, he ain't gonna let you use it, man. He put a daily limit on it. Like now, the ATMs back in the day, I believe you used to be able to get up to like $1,000 to $2,000 out the bank or the ATM. Now they only putting $400-$500 in them shits, man. Like I went to the ATM the other day and I was just kind of testing it and said you can only get $400 out because they don't really fill them up no more because they're phasing out cash, man. So, hey, it'd be wise, for brothers to, if you got cash on hand, hey, good, But, hey, it's coming to the time that once this system changes over and it converts over to this digital shit real soon, then a lot of money that you people have in the bank, you're going to lose that, But it says, a little that the righteous man have is better than the riches of many of the wicked, right? Because we got our faith, we have our wits, we have understanding. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times. We have the truth, man. We're going to stand behind that, okay? The little fortress that we have, the little that we have is going to get us the victory because it's not about tangible assets or goods. Because honestly speaking, none of us are going to be able to, we ain't going to just sit in our homes while Jacob's trouble was transpiring while we playing PlayStation 5, bro. It ain't going to go down like that. The minute you got to go, you got to leave this shit behind, man, and let it be that. Okay, because it's just temporary. All of it is going to get burnt up anyway. The vehicles, the TVs, the clothes, the jewelry, the jobs, all these things, man. The furniture, all this shit is going to get hit with just think about it. Everything around you is going to be destroyed. Ain't that something, Like you come in your apartment, you got a nice decked out crib. Guess what? That shit going to get the missiles, man. Everything is going to be destroyed. Everything. From the vehicle you drive, everything going to get melted, man. Eventually, But it says, for the arms of the wicked should be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. And how he's going to do that? By delivering us, okay? Giving us a way out of no way. And it says, but the Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance should be forever. And they should not be ashamed in the evil time, which is Jacob's trouble, which evil goes into bad times. And in the days of famine, they should be satisfied, which the days of famine are swiftly approaching. Okay, they talking about that digging into the reserves, if not already dealing with the reserves. But nonetheless, this is it, brothers, man. I think the Most High is getting ready to open up the Pandora's box of hell in Babylon the Great, man. Okay, but the wicked should perish, and the enemies of Yahweh should be as the fat of lambs, which means a sacrifice, man. And it says, and they should consume away, and to smoke shall they consume away. Okay, and how are they going to consume away? By those missiles. You see? But anyway, brothers, I guess I'm going to end it there. I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elder apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone, and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. And with that, shalom and above the ball.